Marcus Rashford to Spurs benefits Manchester United in so many ways. We have to forget about the stance Manchester United have got with Marcus Rashford and not selling him to a so-called rival. Spurs are never rivals, and right now, any Manchester United fan, and in fact, everybody who works at Manchester United should be bothered about, is getting the right amount of money for Marcus Rashford, getting him off the books and using that money to buy Mateus Fernandes, Chouameni, Alex Scott, whoever it may be, Somerville. Get that money in the bank so we can utilise that to bring in players who want to be at Manchester United. Rashford does not want to be at United. Could Spurs actually help United here and take him from us, pay us the money, then we could use that money to win the fight for Fernandes over Spurs themselves. Look, I don't think Marcus Rashford is going to go to Spurs before we get any sort of outcome on the Mateus Fernandes situation. But Manchester United need to play their cards very, very carefully here right now, because the latest update on Fernandes is not good in terms of Manchester United and what Spurs are willing to spend. We've already covered that before on FUTV. But right now, if Manchester United have got an opportunity to sell Marcus Rashford to Spurs, and the story is that Spurs would like him. De Zerbi wants Marcus Rashford at Spurs. They are saying that he's better than what they have got in terms of the Spurs talk on this. This is a report coming out from Team Talk talking to a scout at Spurs, or former scout at Spurs, and what's going on at the club right now. Obviously, Spurs are in this summer to spend quite a lot of money. And the reported 40 million price tag at Marcus Rashford doesn't quite fit what Spurs want to spend. Obviously, they're looking at going big and bringing in proper Premier League experience. And that is playing a big part in their links to Marcus Rashford. Someone who could come in who has actually won trophies and help Spurs out. That would be a massive, massive attraction for Spurs to go for Marcus Rashford. And it would be a good deal for Spurs. It would be a great deal. And they are showing serious intentions this summer already. We've got 3 players in the bag. They've just signed another goalkeeper in Dubravka as well. They're on the verge of signing Sandro Tonali. If you listen to reports, and are in for Mateus Fernandes too. If you add Marcus Rashford to that, it definitely benefits them if Rashford goes there. Could Manchester United already calculate what they are going to do in terms of selling Marcus Rashford and utilising that money? Could they then bring in somebody else with that money? Of course they could. But could it funnily actually be Spurs who fund Manchester United for them to actually win the race for Mateus Fernandes? It would be hilarious if that did come around and turn out to be the case. But there's a lot of work to go yet when it comes to Marcus Rashford. He still wants Barcelona. Barcelona are pushing and pushing for Julian Alvarez. They've already signed Anthony Gordon. I think Anthony Gordon has proved already in this World Cup that he can run around and run around and run around all day long. But when it comes to the punch and actually having an end product, he isn't in the same league as Marcus Rashford. That proven already in just 2 World Cup games. Anthony Gordon going to Barcelona is that mysterious transfer that nobody can figure out. His work rate alone is not enough. I don't know if the Barcelona faithful are going to be liking that. So Rashford's got to be peed off. The interesting thing and update from this Team Talk report from Marcus Rashford's standpoint is, and the reason why he would go to Spurs, check this out, this is not going to surprise any Manchester United fans. They're reporting that Marcus Rashford would go to Spurs for the money alone. That's it. He is just going to go for the money to Spurs. And what are Spurs willing to do this summer, it would seem? Pay big money. They are not willing to drop back into another relegation fight this season, and they're spending big. If, for instance, Marcus Rashford went to Spurs, you had Tonali go to Spurs, and everything else that they have got, they would have brought in 6 Premier League experienced players into their side for this season. Over half a starting lineup brought in. Robertson, Senesi, Van Hecke, Dubravka, Tonali, Rashford. Man, they want Rashford, Tonali and Fernandes. That's ridiculous. I think other football clubs like Manchester United should be trying to stop Spurs from actually doing this. But this is where we're actually at right now. This is the problem that Manchester United have got. They have been pushed into a corner by Spurs by their spending power for this summer. Manchester United need to sell a player to go the extra yard, it would seem. Are they willing to go the extra yard is another question when it comes to the Mateus Fernandes transfer. But if you could flog Marcus Rashford, get money for him, maybe sell the likes of Radak Vitek, who is attracting attention from Ipswich, from Coventry and Hull, all of the promoted sides into the Premier League this season. If United can gather money there and money from Marcus Rashford, that's pure profit. That allows Manchester United to go out and buy near enough 70 to 80 million pound players on the amortization side of things and the affordability factor when it comes to financial fair play. This is absolutely ridiculous in how this summer transfer window is going, but it is the realistic outcome for Manchester United at the moment. Before we carry on, today's video sponsor is Oxford Natural. Now look, we're all football fans, we're all guilty of it. Match days, takeaways, sat there all weekend watching and binge watching all the football on the TV, waiting for the latest transfer news and breaking news to come through about our clubs. And before you know it, looking after yourself gets pushed down the list. That's where Oxford Natural's Optimum Day and Night supplements come in. First of all, you have Optimum Day, designed around energy and cravings and helping keep people on track. Then you have Optimum Night, based more around sleep and helping people recover properly. Nobody's saying it's magic, nobody's saying it's going to do the work for you, but with a commitment to making positive changes, some people have seen some impressive results. Take, for instance, former England striker Michael Owen, who lost £35 on his day and night plan. You can check out Michael Owen's story alongside many others on the link below. If you're thinking it's about time I sorted myself out, then it is definitely worth giving it a go. The QR code is on the screen. The link is in the description. Make sure you use code ADAMFC on checkout to get 70% off your first order. Now back to the football. Manchester United need to come out of their comfort zone this transfer window. It has already been made very, very clear with prices being inflated, they're going to have to. So they're going to have to join in with these selling clubs in making the most out of each player that they move on. Now, I know that each Manchester United fan is not really bothered. If someone comes to the table now and says 30 million for Marcus Rashford or even 26 million for Marcus Rashford, which it was with Barcelona, I think every single United fan is saying, get rid of Marcus Rashford now, let's go. But if we get a little bit more and that helps us sign the bigger players like Fernandes, then that is what United are going to have to do. The question I'm asking Man United fans right now is, do you think Ineos would go out of their comfort zone and push for that big signing that they have to bring in? Otherwise, they're just going to keep on losing targets. That seems to be the general consensus amongst the Manchester United fans at the moment. By the way, would you have any issue at all in selling to Spurs, Marcus Rashford? If he comes back to Old Trafford in a Spurs shirt, do you have an issue with that? I, as a United fan, don't have that problem. And Spurs fans, do you actually think that Marcus Rashford improves your team and from what you've already got in them wide areas? Let's not forget you've got Kudus and Kulusevski both coming back as well. Is Marcus Rashford going to help Spurs get back into Europe? This is how big a deal this could be for Spurs as well. But it could be a massive, massive help to Manchester United also in getting the money that they need in to go and spend a little bit more and go that extra yard when it comes to bringing players in, because at the moment it looks like United are falling short. So do we just sell to a rival to get the money in and get the players we really want? Let's not forget, when you break it all down as a United fan, Manchester United are not going to get anything out of Marcus Rashford. Should we just let him go? And from Spurs' point of view, is Marcus Rashford that X-factor type of player that you have been missing with the experience of winning trophies, experience in the Premier League, that's going to help you get back into Europe? Because he's better than most in terms of that X-factor in that whole entire front line for Spurs. Let me know, get in the comments below. Make sure that you do give this video a like if you're enjoying the content. And of course, make sure you hit the subscribe button here on Adam FC. I'll see you all in the next video, everybody.